My girlfriend turned off her location and disappeared without a word, so I tracked her down and finally found her, and I wish I never did, so I broke up with her and now she is begging me to forgive her. Posted today, I, 25 male, didn't hear anything from my girlfriend, 22 female, all day yesterday, even though we'd planned for her to come over in the evening. When she didn't show up, I started to worry. We share our Find My location for safety, especially since she often takes public transport alone late at night. I noticed her location was turned off, which was unusual and only added to my concern. As I hadn't heard from her, I reached out to mutual friends to see if they'd seen her. One friend mentioned they'd seen her at her hobby activity in the evening, where she was with her mother and some guy. The friend didn't mention anything unusual, certainly not an injury, so I assumed she was fine. However, I was still puzzled as to why she hadn't contacted me or shown up. I tried calling her parents, who were annoyed I'd woken them up and didn't give me any useful information except for, "She's asleep here at home, now good night." This morning, after a sleepless night, her mother finally got back to me and told me my girlfriend had injured her leg at work, possibly a broken leg, and that she was on strong medication, which is why she was asleep. Apparently, a coworker had taken her to the emergency room right after the accident. But none of this is making sense to me. If she'd injured her leg so badly, I don't understand how she was able to go to her hobby as my friend saw yesterday. Plus, it was this same coworker she mentioned before, the one who'd picked her up from my place for work without me knowing. That was already strange because I've always told her she can ask me for a ride, and I'm flexible in the mornings. This happened like 4 days ago. The coworker pick up, not the whole thing, which happened yesterday, with her location still turned off and no communication from her. I feel like I'm the last to know anything. I'm seriously considering breaking up with her over this as soon as she reaches out to me. If I were in an accident, my first request would be to let her know, and I'd hope for the same in return. Am I the butthole for feeling hurt by her lack of communication and the fact that she prioritized telling everyone but me? Edit, she still has our pictures on her socials, our anniversary on her messaging app status. That's a common thing to do. Edit, clarification on the time frame. Big update everyone. First of all, thank you for your good advice everyone. I can now comment on my own thread with no dumb answers. Went to her place with some present, some chocolate. No one answered the door, so just to have a chat with the friend, I've called her to see if she had any news for me. She then told me, "Hey, we are at the hobby, now I can say it, it's horseback riding, and your girlfriend is also here with the strange guy, so make it quick, they are coming back, I can't talk, I don't want trouble." I just politely told her to tell my girlfriend to go get lost. The friend also just before I arrived texted me that the girlfriend did not want to talk to me because she is very mad because I woke up everyone and she got in trouble for that, and that I contacted the friend, pure jealousy because the friend is a pretty girl. After that I initially wanted to go home but then changed my mind and said screw it, I'll just show up there. If they don't want me the people there will kick me out, which won't happen as I am not aggressive, loud or anything. So arriving at the stable I saw the guy with the friend, the ex, we can say that at this point, and her mom and some other people from the hobby. I asked her, "Hey, I was worried to death, what happened?" No reply. I asked her again, "Hey, I was worried to death, what happened?" No reply. She realized I was not going to let loose, in a polite way, none aggressive as I value that in any argument. She then said, "Oh sorry, I don't know how to tell you but I am unhappy in our relationship." She couldn't take it anymore. I asked her what she meant by that and she listed minor things that could have been discussed and worked out. I always told her I am open for anything and I can take some criticism and with her help would for sure make a change. So she went on and I tried to ask for details and went over to confronting. Explained her how worried I was, that I was shaking and panicking, and you could see in her face the realization that I was not controlling her but in fact worried to death, and she noticed that moment what she's lost. Someone that really cared about her. You could see her face getting sadder and then she was pushing for me to say sorry. I don't know if it'll ever be the same. And I just said, "What did you expect, you fool?" after this do. Then we came to the explanation of this whole thing, or at least what she wanted to tell me. The injury was minor, she was not on strong medication but in fact blackout drunk because she could not take it anymore. When I asked what it was, just that she is sad but couldn't really name a reason because I also was never aware of any reason. To clarify the location thing, she first said the phone died but after I told her the facts she said, "Yeah, you're right, I turned it off." She still did not tell me that she cheated with the guy, but with all the evidence for sure the last location of the phone in this guy's hometown, for which she had absolutely no explanation, started to stutter and just went back to denying it, and at that point I told her politely to get lost, grab her stuff at the earliest convenience but please within the next week as I want to move on with her due. During the whole conversation I remained calm. The guy was scared to death by me and tried to leave the location. I am a 6 feet 7 inches muscular guy, and yet I am so soft and care so much about someone that betrays me, which basically confirmed everything about this guy. She said she just asked him for advice and mental guidance and that he told her to listen to her heart and she could turn it around if she wanted. During the conversation she had hopes and tried to keep her options with me open, but I would never give in to that. I did not expect this post to go so viral, but even I can say if I would have read this story a week ago I would say what kind of idiot would get into such a dumb situation, but it is true. Now that it is over and clarified, I can come out that I am in fact 23 but very mature. I have my own successful company, make some decent money, look after myself. I don't care if you read this. Maybe it shows up on one of your favorite social media narrator content pages. And she is 20 female, in company training, doesn't have a car, license, has 3 horses which she can't even afford one of. She is in debt for unpaid horse bills. But this all evolved throughout our relationship and I wanted to be there for her and support her, but that's what you get for that.